Hello everybody, welcome to Nikki's Live, Laugh, Love Tarot World. I am Nikki and today it's October 1st. I love fall time, I love Halloween. We're going to get started. I've blessed all my decks. I've bound anything evil trying to get into my space or my collective space in the blood of Jesus. We release that with love. And now we can get started. I wanted to tell you today's channeled messages were peace and a new beginning. Peace and a new beginning, foundation and achievements, because judgment is here. That is what the collective is going through. Judgment for those around you, as well as yourselves, for all the good, all the patience that you've had, for keeping in the alignment with love and light. And in the shadows, there is someone trying to keep you stuck. Of course, it has something to do with a relationship or a change in your life. So we're going to get down to that. Here it is. So I'm putting that out there before I pull the cards, because it gives validity to what I'm talking about, that I don't just pull this out of the fanny, as you know. All right, we're gonna go. Today is a great day. We're gonna continue. Yesterday, I don't know about you, but there was a lot of car accidents on the road, so maybe I'm getting that in my mind. I don't know why I'm starting with that. So Spirit is trying to tell me we've been having some delays, but now we're working on, shadow. We're working on our shadow. That's number 18, things that we don't see. That's the moon. So again, some delays have had to happen in order to get you on the right timeline, which is right now. I'm sorry, I've got my, there we go. In the moon, what we don't see. So we're about to find out. That's in the present energy. So we're gonna pull a couple more to clarify, but to get where we are going, which is the future. So we're gonna pull right now what is in the past. We'll work on the past, next card in the past, and then we'll go to the future. Let's do that. Past energy. Past energy is standing your ground. You may have done that. And because you're doing that, 7, 18, one more for the future energy. These are the overall arching energies, obstacles and challenges. Okay, so again, that's the future. Obstacles and challenges, which may be some things you have to get through really quickly in order to get to your final stop, which we all know there's a little bit of delay. This could be the final message for somebody, but we're going to get clarifiers. I wouldn't worry so much about that. And what we don't see at the bottom of the deck, suffering in silence. Maybe you have been doing that. Yes, because the Emperor is at the bottom of the deck, and who's behind that? Is always the devil. The devil ain't always far behind, as you know. And that could be thoughts, actions, people doing things to you, or you thinking things to yourself that keeps you stuck sometimes. But I have a feeling it has something to do with what's in the shadows. Someone's trying to make you feel stuck. So we'll get to that. But right now, let's get some clarifiers. I'm gonna move this over here. We're gonna do the Light Seers first, and then we'll use the Wizard of Oz deck to clarify. All right, so again, we're starting with the shadow, which is the current energy. Why is the moon the shadow here? What's hidden from my collective currently? And thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, by the way. I appreciate all of that. 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so what's in the shadows is maybe some fears that you're having about not truly finding happiness. Do not stay in that energy. Spirit is saying, I know things are kind of delayed, and that may have been taking that as a setback. Thank you, Spirit. I'm getting my throat chakra. Somebody doesn't want you to speak about that. If there is a delay, keep it to yourself. It's not a permanent delay, as we talked about. I think this is a continuation from yesterday, is that somebody wants you to stay stuck, and somebody doesn't like to see your achievements, but they're trying to project this onto you currently. So somebody doesn't want you to be happy, obviously, but also it could mean that you are starting to wonder if this is ever really going to work out, because you had maybe some good news and then it was a delay, a short delay. Again, yesterday's reading said that the delay, yes, because you're possibly going to be a manager role or something like that, or you're going to take charge or something like that, and there happens to be some kind of little bit of a hiccup. That's what all that it is. Spirit saying that's happening because the people that are in the shadows trying to keep you down are hanging themselves currently about how they're acting. So they're wanting them to, again, they want them to show themselves, because when the light goes on, the cockroaches scatter. So that's what I'm hearing. They scatter when the lights go on. Have you ever seen that movie Weekend at Bernie's? That's very funny. So again, maybe there's something that's dead that somebody's trying to keep going, a ruse that somebody's trying to keep, that's a good analogy. Spirit saying yes. Not only is that funny, but look at the movie and what it's about, I heard. It's about somebody who's trying to keep their boss alive so they can continue a lifestyle that they already had. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Here we go. Someone's trying to keep you stuck in a relationship, or stuck in a partnership, or stuck in a way of thinking, or stuck in an illusion, thank you, that you have been giving them some kind of Yep. Some kind of lifestyle that now they aren't going to have anymore. Thank you, spirits. Could be a fire sign for sure. We got wands here and cups. Could be Aries, Leo, Sag. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Take it as it resonates. Again, he is a she, she's a he. I don't care about genders. It's about the energy. So I'm talking to a collective who has changed their life. They're starting a new beginning, and this is leaving somebody in the dust that is going to now have to do or go to work or do work or be somebody else or try to make it on their own. Take it as it resonates. And that's in your current energy. That's what the illusion is. Somebody is pretending to be happy for you, but they're really not. You're also trying to not be discouraged or disappointed or frustrated about this little bit of a hiccup, but it's not a hiccup for you, it's a hiccup for someone else. So keep that in mind. What else can we have about this? Why is this happening now? Why is this delay happening? It's because it's about something behind it. Yeah, there's movement about your money. So yes, why is this happening? It's because you're moving on to bigger, better things. You're moving on as an earth sign. Here we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy with the Chariot. Also, it's moving forward in your money, in your business. Maybe you got the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. That's a great combination when it comes to somebody who's on point, down to earth, and in charge. So that has something to do with your movement toward bigger, better things. Again, somebody does not want you. They're suffering in silence. Maybe take it as either the energy around you. We could be reading for a cross watcher. If that's the case, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the messages. So again, because you are an Aries, you're somebody in authority that's coming into their mission, their divine assignment, and you're a star seed probably. I don't see that yet, but I see it in my mind's eye, so I'm going to say it. You have a divine mission you're living your whole life to this moment, and you've been suffering in silence because you've known that you need to get started on something, but you didn't quite know what, and or you're waiting for something to start and it's driving you nuts, or somebody else is suffering because, I think it's the latter, I think somebody's suffering because you are moving away from them, and that means they are now going to have to do it on their own. Can't always help people. All right, that was my throat chakra speaking. So now we're going to go back to the past. Why did you have to stand your ground in the recent past? Why did you have to stand your ground? What is that about for my collective? Maybe you had to stand up for somebody. Maybe you had to quit a job. Maybe you had to tell someone to go shuck it. Maybe you had to tell somebody who you really are and they didn't believe you, and you had to make a decision, and finally you stood for yourself. That could be it. So why is the stand your guard? It's a 7. Maybe this happened in July. Maybe you were born in July. Maybe you're a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season soon, but right now we're in Libra season. So maybe something happened over the summer where you had to stand your ground about what? So we're going to find out. What is the stand your ground about, please? Nope. Okay. I go when they tell me to take it. There it is. Yeah, it's about about a relationship. So maybe you left a marriage. Maybe you left a long-term relationship, a long-term job, a long-term partnership where there was love at one point, but now you had to stand up for yourself. 7 and 2 is the 9. 9 of Cups is where you want to go, and that came out in the pre-shuffle, was wanting your own happiness. So you had to decide that it was time for you to choose you, and you did. Congratulations. Anything more about the 2 of Cups and standing your ground? Why did this have to happen? Why did my collective have to stand their ground when it comes to this 2 of Cups? Why is the 2 of Cups in the past? Yeah, it's about work too. It's a work relationship that maybe had been some kind of job that you love, that you had to stand up and go, listen, you're not doing things ethically and I want to go, or I can do this on my own. You're not paying me what I deserve to get paid. Something to that effect, where you were seen, and 8 and 2 is 10, and 10 and 7 is 17, and 7 and 1 is 8. So again, it's a divine, this is right on time, what you needed to be doing. You needed to definitely decide to leave this. You put a lot of work in this relationship, possibly. Could be about work, because we have both Pentacles and Cups. So it's something that you love to do for sure, or somebody you loved for sure, or a relationship that you loved, that you had to stand up for yourself and said, no, I'm over it. And then because of that, you put yourself first. Now things are moving. But there's something still hidden where somebody does not like the fact that you made that choice for them, because it makes them look some stupid way or something. All right, so we got obstacles and challenges. That's in your future, present. I'd say future within the next week or so, so don't feel like it's 3 months out. I think this is actually happening right now. It's so close to the present energy, so let's find out more about obstacles and challenges. I think it's the next 5 days, 5 weeks, you'll be going through this, and then it'll be over. Because I think by the end of the year, this is all going to resolve itself, whatever this is, whatever this energy is. But what is the obstacles about for my collective? I hate to People think they're, yeah, it's about being left out. 5-5, it's about being left out in the cold, endings. 5 and 5 is 10, and 10 is an ending. So again, somebody's feeling left out in the cold. I don't know so much this is your energy. I think this obstacles is coming at you from somewhere else. Again, somebody suffering in silence based on somebody, 4 months ago, which was July. It happened in July. I'm going to go with what I feel. It happened in July, whatever this is, or in the summer. Close, either at the beginning of July, end of July, there was a decision made, and somebody's been suffering ever since about it, or found out about it. I heard yesterday somebody found out, and yesterday's reading, it was like I was the last to know. So again, I'm hearing that again. They were the last to know, whoever this is. And what you don't see coming is somebody suffering in silence that is about to make some kind of move once they get past this woe was me energy. I think you're happy. I think you're a little disappointed for maybe a little bit of a delay, but somebody around you doesn't know that, and they're thinking you're going full steam ahead, and they're about to get something to you or say something to you, but we're about to find out. Obstacles and challenges. I'm told to look at that card again. Hold on. I've been seeing a lot of birds. There's like a phoenix or something on this board or something, that there's like a gap between these two things. So you have to kind of go over a little bit of a hurdle in order to get to where you're going. But don't take that as again, Spirit is saying this is something that is meant to happen for everything and everybody's best interest. Even if it means a delay for you, it's that you're still going to get provided for, I heard. You're still going to have your money. You're still going to be okay. This is to teach other people lessons about how they treated you, is what I heard. It's lessons taught, and you're a part of that, my friend, my collective. I hate to tell you this. You picked this timeline and to be on this planet to not only evolve, but to teach others lessons. And some people are going to get the lesson and some are not. About your new beginning and the Queen of, Yep, this person, again, I'm still pulling on their energy. This is the shadow. We're going to pull more on this, but this person's a Queen of Swords in reverse, and they're upset about your new beginning that you planted seeds around. I feel like they feel like you did this sneakily, or you did this around without them knowing on purpose, which you did, because you're not going to involve people that don't belong. But this person feels that you are not who you say you are, and they want to make sure people know that, and they're suffering in silence because deep down they know that isn't true, because they have to reconcile that in their own mind. Right. 5 of Swords. They're in their own mind. It's just, I said, they have to reconcile that in their own mind, and the 5 of Swords came out. They're upset because 5, 5, 5. We got another 5. You don't want to be in 5 energy. Somebody else is. So be on the lookout. I hate to tell you this, but this is it. When you're about to get big things and big rewards, you're tested. So this could be a time where you're being tested. Yeah, the Queen of Wands in reverse. There's 2 people here. Queen of Wands in reverse. Doesn't want you to do your new beginning. The Fool in reverse, and it has something about they don't want you walking away, or they don't want you leaving, or they want to bring you back, or they let you go and now they're regretting it. That's what you don't see. Yeah, back and forth. There's person made a hasty decision about you, or they feel maybe you made a hasty decision, but it was the right decision. And Spirit says you needed to. This is their karma time, because again, judgment is here. Bam. Thank you, Spirit. I just heard karma time, judgment. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out. Is meant to be for them to come into their own, on their own. You cannot carry anybody else anymore. They need to do it on their own. They need to face the music, I heard. Shikes. Yep, let's see what else. Yeah, because this is your new beginning and your intuition, and you knew this was coming. About a month, again, 5 weeks, I heard 5. 4 weeks and another week is a month and a week. So within a month's time, they're going to be shown their craziness. It will be seen by all, and it's already started. I heard people are already starting to look at them side-eyed about, like, why are you so upset about the collective's achievement? You let them go, possibly. Maybe you left, but whatever that situation was, it wasn't what it was. Whatever it was told to others about what happened was not the real reason about what happened, and now people are starting to find out the real truth about your success, and that it had nothing to do with these people or this person. About work, about a project, about something big that you're bringing down to the collective from the spirit world, I heard, because you're using your intuition here. And this person does not have this gift, and they're upset most about that. That's what I heard. They're most upset about that they don't have the gift that you do, and they wanted to pretend that they do, and they're saying all the right things. I'm a light worker, I believe in this, and I'm so grateful, but they're really not. They're really not. And people see it. Yes, because you are the Queen of Cups in the upright. That's you. Again, this person could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, pretending to be an earth angel, pretending to be you, telling people that they told you And they gave you all the skills that you have, but that's not the case. You came first. Even if they're older, you were doing these things first. And they took that and said, oh, look at the attention they're getting about what they're doing. So let's be that. They're a mimic and a copycat. Anything else about why these people want you down? Why does this people want to keep you stuck? Yeah. Yep, Ten of Swords in it because you're not happy and you're not upset about it because you're going through like Page of Swords. This is somebody who brings messages. Maybe somebody's going to come at you. So this is the Ten of Swords in reverse. I'd rather have the Ten of Swords in the upright. That means it's over. It's not over for this person. In their mind, they want to bring you down a peg because if they bring you down a peg, then it proves their situation is correct or what they've been saying is correct, which is not. And you see this it doesn't get much better. This and this together is equivalent to the High Priestess in my mind. So you are somebody that's like, listen, you can't do what I do. Try to move on. Try to get past this. I'm sorry that I had to go. I'm sorry that you let me go and you maybe thought you made a mistake and now you want to, it could be both ways. Maybe somebody let you go and now they're regretting it. Either way, they're seeing that you are who you really say you are and they've been found out, because that's what's been hidden in the dark, that your movement and you really are the leader, and that's in the present right now, that you really are this leader and nobody else knows what to say or do about it. Let's get some clarifiers from the Wizard of Oz deck. Yes, well, first, let's see who's suffering in silence over here. I didn't pull any on that. You are the authority on the subject of whatever it is you're doing. You know more than anybody else in your situation, let's say, in your circle. So you are the person that has authority, and this person around you is not happy and doesn't want anybody to see you in that light because they worked really hard to tell people you weren't. So when you shine, it's Lovers in the upright. That's who's suffering in silence. A past love, a past boss, a past friend, somebody that cared about you, you cared about them. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but it could be, because we do have Two of Cups over here. Take it as it resonates. There could have been a past situation where somebody really thought highly of you. They believed some other, they were told something, or they wanted to believe something about you that wasn't true, because it made them have to look in the mirror, I heard, to really face what they weren't. Because deep down, they wanted to snuff it out. They wanted to snuff out your light, my love. They wanted to snuff out your light. And he went at Herman in reverse, and the Tower in reverse, and the Hierophant. Yeah, whoever this is saw you as this person and knew you were the Hierophant, which is the authority. I just said you're the authority on the situation. They saw you as the Emperor. They saw you as the Divine One. And they, God forbid, that makes them look worse. They thought they were the Divine One until they met you. Thank you, Spirit. They thought they had it all in a bag of chips until they met you. And they're like, oh no, somebody's better than me. And God forbid, instead of beating them, instead of joining them, they wanted to take you down. And if you can't beat them, join them wasn't in their nomenclature. They wanted to take you down so they could still stay on top as the authority on the whole subject. Because even if they were in this business or love situation, or even if they had been around the block, even if they were older and they've been doing this for a long time, doesn't make them better at it. It doesn't make them smarter about it. And you are young. You are somebody who is younger. I take that. I think this is the case. Take it as it resonates. Even if you're the same age, you have more wisdom and knowledge for your age than you should, is what I heard. And people have always known this, and they didn't want you to come to this conclusion that you knew what you were talking about. Because if you knew who you were, then God forbid, you're unstoppable. If you knew that, once you get to that point where you know who you are, nobody else can tell you who you are, and you wouldn't believe them. So there's where the control goes away. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so suffering in silence. Who is it? Give me some ideas of who this person is. I think we know, but just in case, let's pull a couple cards on it. Who's suffering in silence that my collective doesn't see coming from, or see, or know? I think you do know, but I think you're surprised, is what I heard. You're very surprised that this person acted like this. It came out of nowhere. You're like, wait a minute. You thought you had my back, but they don't, unfortunately. And now you're realizing that. And maybe that was some kind of a quiet, before I pull this, I think what I'm hearing is that you thought they had your back, and then you had talked about leaving and they were okay with it, but didn't think you were going to do it. And when you did it, or when they let you go, or you didn't think they were going to do it, and you were surprised by their actions. I'm hearing something. My cat's running around, by the way. Yeah, but your stability, your victory, your stability. 4 is a beautiful number. Whoever this is did not want you to have stability. Mentally stability is what I heard. Mental stability. They didn't want you to be mentally stable, because if you were, they were telling people you weren't. And you're making moves like somebody that wouldn't make, that was just mentally unstable. So when you tell somebody that somebody is unstable and they're not, what does that make you? A liar? Maybe you're the one that's mentally projection hits back. So maybe they felt once the truth comes out, people are going to see them as the unstable one, and they can't have that. Their ego is too big for that anymore. And this person that's suffering in silence, they didn't want you stable, whoever this is. They don't like the fact that you're making moves. Maybe they're unstable. Maybe that's what you saw, is like, holy shit, you're unstable. Who doesn't want someone to do well unless they hate you in some way? And then you don't need people like that around you, right? 20 minutes. All right, let's move along. One more, and then we'll pull the Wizard of Oz. I heard one more. Okay. All right. Here we go. Take that. Yes. Eight of Wands. Yeah. Jealousy. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, they're jealous. Thank you. I heard. Listen. About your Ace of Cups. Take them all in the upright. Ace of... All right. This is a story, and I'm going to tell you what about this. This person did not want you. The person that's suffering in silence didn't want you stable. That's their biggest fear, is that if you could do it on your own and you don't need them, that makes everything they've said null and void. My cats, that's a confirmation, okay? Eight of Wands, you're making moves, you're moving quickly, but I also take this as the jealousy card. That's personal to me, whether it means it or not. Somewhere along the line, I picked this up in my 25 years of doing tarot. I may not mean that for anybody else, but it does for me. So when I said who's suffering in silence, this person is jealous of how you can do it by yourself. So whether it means it or not, I'm taking it that way, because that's what it is when I ask about who's suffering in silence, about your movement, and they're jealous about your movement and your stability. They're stuck. Eight of Swords. They want you stuck. Once again, someone trying to keep you stuck. Here it is. Someone's trying, this is what I downloaded before I started. Someone's trying to keep you stuck because they're jealous of you and your high priestess abilities. Too bad, bro. Sorry to tell you, God gave me these gifts. If you want these gifts, you have the ability, if you were to sit down and listen and do all the work like I already did. And you did. Because you got a new cup of love coming in. You went from the Two of Cups to the One of Cups. So it means you loved yourself. You decided to move on. You chose you. And now you're moving on to bigger, better things. And that bothers these people in some kind of way. And what you don't see at the bottom of the deck about this person that's suffering in silence. Look who's here. The Seven of Swords and the Page of Cups in reverse. That ain't good energy whatsoever. They're not patient. Whoever this person is not a patient person. They want what they want when they want it. And they want to take it from you. And how dare you be smart and young and pretty and successful and have the High Priestess energy in your back. Oh, well, too bad. Shall we? So that's who's in your shadow, in the shadows, what you don't see currently. Somebody who's very upset that you're making moves, and that's when you'll know, because all you got to do is, again, look around and see who's not happy for you and who's gives you shade and side eye when you have good things happen. All right, so current energy, let's get some clarifiers again about what's hidden. We know that something's hidden in about your money, about your movements, about your new beginning. So what else is hidden? What is the delay? Again, this is the beautiful Journey of Oz and Wonderland deck. I do like it. And the book looks like this. Let me show you so you know if you ever want to get this deck. It's awesome. It's a little pricey, but I do like it. That's the book it comes with, The Wizard of Oz. And this is the Alice in Wonderland and The Wizard of Oz together. Again, what's hidden? What's hidden, please? Let me try to make it shorter. Yep, what's hidden? It's the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Bam. I'll put it up in front so you can see it, but it came out in reverse. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody is not wanting you to hang on, or wants you to hang on. Doesn't want you to move on. They want to hang on. So there you go. Somebody is upset about you taking your money and going, whatever this is. Financially, you made them look better, or they wanted your money, or you made them money, or you made the business good, or with having you were like a shiny object in the business. I heard you were like the cherry on the business. And because they thought you would stay forever, or you thought you would be there longer than you were, whatever. Either you were forced to leave, or they shot you down, or you shot them down. Either way, it was meant to happen in this timeline. Because where you're going, they cannot go. All right, what else about, why is the Four of Pentacles in reverse? What is that more about, please? Four of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, I got a few. Okay. Yeah. The Devil, of course. They want your money. They want reward without effort. And they don't want you in this Nine of Pentacles, man. They don't want you there doing it alone by yourself, looking so pretty with your crown on your head. They want you to be stuck in the Hangman in reverse. They don't want you moving on, meaning Hangman is being stuck, and reverse means you're moving on. They don't want you moving away. They don't want you moving away. The devil is all around you. They're all around you. That's why. That's currently. Again, you may feel like I heard 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're doing 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's where the energy you're in right now. And that's probably what I'm going to maybe do a short with that title in it. Even though you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you're still moving forward. And this is this a-hole here trying to stop it. But they're not going to be successful. Again, you do not interfere with the enemy in the process of hanging themselves. So they're doing that, and you're allowing that to happen. The divine is allowing that to happen so people see them. It's not just you they're doing this to, apparently. There's others. There's others, and you're about to point, and you're pointing it out, I heard. Not only that you're pointing out that what they did to you, which makes others look around and go, well, what the hell did they do to me when I wasn't looking? That is it. This is more karma that's like, I see the cards, dominoes, boom, 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 boom. And it starts with you. And when people see that's happening, yeah, because here you are, the Page of Wands. I love this. You're bringing messages. It's a messenger card. You're telling people. I ain't gonna be quiet about what the hell you did. I'm gonna tell everyone who's willing to hear. If they ask, I'm telling. This is the if you ask me, I'm telling card. And they're gonna look at you, how beautiful you are with your multicolored coat. This is you put things together and you make it look easy. And people are like, how do you do it? Well, I can tell you who the hell didn't help me. I can tell you that. And they're like, what? I thought they were a good person. No, they're not. Now they're getting it. 26. Bingo. All right, what else? What else does my angels and spirit guides need to give to the collective when it comes to current energy? Clarifiers for the current energy. Clarifiers for the current energy. We know this a-hole is around. We know it's a group of people possibly. It could be your family. Anybody who's not helping needs to go. Or at least you're not helping anymore. It may not be you can get rid of them because they're in your family. But anybody who's not putting their foot forward to help you, or at least helped you when you were down and they were there to, oh, that's so bad. And you know, you're like, I think you're taking some joy in this. If that's the case, you're on point, Spirit says. If anybody that makes you feel that way when you're down, to get rid of them. You don't need, with friends like that, who needs enemies, right? Yep. All right. Any more? Current energy? Any more? And then we'll move to the future energy after this. Because I don't care about the past anymore. We know what happened in the past. I get it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Here's that 8 of Wands again about the 2 of Cups, and you're empathic. Thank you. Current energy, you are moving at a fast rate. Somebody's jealous, but it doesn't matter because this is in the upright. This tells me the 8 of Wands. I love this. So pretty, this deck. I love it. Beautiful. You're making movement toward your 2 of Cups, which means that there is a love out there for you possibly, or what you love to do is coming, and it has to do with your abilities as an empath. And now you know you're not gonna, you know what you don't want. Same message from yesterday. You know what you don't want when it comes to relationships, whether it's work, love, or friends. You don't want anybody who's not in this empathic energy. You're not going to take anybody that's in this shitty energy, that's for sure. And you're going to feel it right away. Your gifts are including upgrades. Spirit is telling me you're getting upgrades when it comes to your spirituality and your attunement with who's who in the zoo. Your heart chakra has been healed, and you can feel that now. If you sit in silence and you think about how you truly feel, you love yourself the most, perfect. And what you don't see coming. The High Priestess is here again. That's you, baby. That is you. You're the High Priestess, and you're in your glory, and you've got your crown on. And guess who's behind the High Priestess that isn't happy? The Queen of Wands in reverse. Here's you. Boom. And who's behind you? Because it's them, not you. It's behind the High Priestess. It's not you. The Queen of Wands in reverse. And then she's in the 5 of Pentacles. Why did you leave me out in the cold? Doubling down over here. Here's again. The 5 of Pentacles, bam, boom. Spirit is saying, yes, you are pissing somebody off. Whoever that was a burden 10 of Wands is behind that. So you got the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles. They are burdened. You dropped that burden, and they are now carrying that load that you were carrying before. Bing. Thank you, Spirit. You have dropped the motherfucking load, and here comes the, oh yes, they're spying on you. They're spying on you, and they see your new beginning, and they want to come in and put the kibosh, but that's okay. Spirit says, let them try, because every time they do, it elevates you. So let me ask you this. Spirit is saying, give them the scenario. Would you rather be in the get it now and be in this energy, which is the 9 of Pentacles, or wait through the delay and get this energy? So Spirit is saying, every time you get attacked or talked about, you're being bumped up spiritually. So right now you're in the process of being from the 9 to the High Priestess, even though you feel, and you're in your North Node. I couldn't speak it out. You're in your North Node, Spirit says. But in order to stay in your North Node, you need to be in this energy, which you are embodying, and you will stay there, but you're allowing the naysayers to do what they do best, which is hang themselves with the rope that they're creating. So do that. Let them. Spirit says this is part of your final movement of your ascension. We're going to see big shifts by January for sure, because 2026 is going to be a beautiful year. You just look at the numerology, 26, 6, 7, 8 is a divine number. 5 and 2 is 7, which is defending. 26 is going to be raining down my queens and kings. That's good. So just hang in there for another, I know, just wait a little longer. But again, if it meant being elevated in such a way where you get more, you'll wait. And it's not going to be, you're not going to be delivered beautiful gifts in the meantime. You're going to be fine. So that's great news. All right. Because I got to bounce soon, let's do the angels and spirit guides messages on the way out the door. Thank you, Spirit, for these beautiful blessings. We bless and hope that these evildoers and sayers and negative people get what they deserve while you continue to get abundance. I just said the Spirit is going to rain down upon you even during this delayed process. So don't worry, you're going to have what you need to get by. If you're worried about money, don't. If you're worried about your house, don't. If you're worried about your family, don't. Your angels and spirit guides, send them thank you and gratitude, which we do. We love our angels and spirit guides. Thank you, angels and spirits, for continuing to support us of the Most High. We are grateful. They will do what makes you happy. Listen to music. Be happy, because the happier you are, guess who's upset about it? Yep, the happier you are, the demons don't like ye. The more happy you are, the more upset they become, and the more energy you get. And that's what they're trying to get from you, is your energy, but they cannot, because they cannot vibrate at that height. They only can go so far. The only way they can get to you is if you lower your vibration to their level, which you're not going to do, baby. No matter what they send your way, it's too much. You know it's coming. You already know. It's here. They can't take it from you, because you're not giving it away. Thank you. What else? Thank you, angels and spirit guides, for the abundance you continue to send me and my collective. We love that. We only wish love and light out. Creative writing. Yes. Okay. I gotta read this. I haven't had this one on my Archangel Gabriel. Take time to write down your thoughts in a journal or a pen and a book. Take this time. Take this time to start before your project takes off, to write down your intentions. Write down that you forgive all those people around you that don't want to see you succeed. Because when you do that, write it down, crumple it up, release it to the universe with a little flame, put it in a little fireplace, boom, you release it. Do that a couple times. The more you do that, the more you release, the higher you'll go, and the least likely they can send anything your way. But we're returning all that with love every way. Protect your space. Continue to get into the cleansing, grounding, all those things, especially now in the next 3 months. It's going to be a little volatile in the world. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting these downloads. The astral plane is helping us by sending us love and light codes that are helping us evolve and grow. Not everybody's going to see it. These comets are hiding themselves as a comet because they're higher beings, possibly trying to give us more love and light to bring the planet to a higher level. One more, please, angels and spirit guides. We thank you for the gifts you're sending us. Romance. Here it is. I have to say it, as much as I don't like to. Yeah, and your dreams. Holy shit, if I hadn't told you, my dreams have been nuts. I did have a dream last night that someone said in my dream, I met the man of my dreams once I got the promotion. So maybe that's what's happening here for you, that you're going to meet the right person for you and you get this new position. And that's probably what's left in your elevation, is that unconditional love for someone else as much as you have for yourself. That's the last piece in the Trivial Pursuit. Remember Trivial Pursuit? When they had the little pies? That's the last pie that goes into your pie. It's an actual love of the lifetime that you have deserved, because you've dealt with a lot of shit bags. And now you're about to meet the person of your dreams, could be, or the job of your dreams, which is the final self-fulfillment that you can finally say, there's one more thing I'm missing, which is the complete 100% happiness with my life and where I'm going, and fulfillment. So that could be it. And once this a-hole figures it out, they know the principalities that are trying to, whether it's your own mind, thoughts, people around you, they're trying to keep you down. They know you're one step from having complete and having it all. I heard you're gonna have it all. And once you have it all, there's nothing that can say, do, throw your way, will make you feel or do anything less than just love and light and to everybody around you. And that's what this person here does not want, because once you achieve that, that means they're done for good. And they don't want to go back to where they came from, because where they came from is not very nice. And I'm going to say good luck to them. I bind those people in the blood of Jesus, because if they don't like Jesus, that means that you're triggering them in such a way that they will leave you alone when you keep doing that. So when you bind everybody in the blood of Jesus, I heard that one time and that resonated with me. No evil principalities want to be bound in the blood of Jesus. They'll go running. If you say, I'm binding anybody attached to me, my children and my loves in my life in the blood of Jesus, they go running. And you're going to see that your health is going to improve. You'll see that the people around you are going to be better, and the people that are triggered are going to not be around you because they don't want to be triggered. So that is important to know. So your abundance and your romance is here. And write that down. I write it down, and please write in the comments if you made it this far. I would appreciate. I accept love and romance, and I accept abundance. Anything, an emoji, anything that you want to say. I read all my comments. I do not engage with the negative ones, just so you know. So I love you all. Happy October, and I will see you again on the next one, probably tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.